Welcome, everyone, to the Real Walking Cast, episode 101, New World Order. I am your host, Matrix1212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Peace-o.
What's up, James?
Hey, guys.
All right, so things have forever changed, and now we have a new order. New person running the show, Negan. But before we get to Negan, okay, want to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. Because there's a lot of crazy-ass shit happening on Fear the Walking Dead. It was announced that the kid that plays Chris, Travis's son, right?
Yep.
Is hired for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's going to be killed off, probably.
Yeah, and it seems they spoiled it with that, but they've
also... going zombie-eyed.
I mean, Travis, we've all seen the recent episodes. Spoilers ahead if, viewers...
Oh, Travis is hired for the Meg movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Shark.
You can work around that with filming with movies. You can work around it. And The Walking Dead has done that in the past when people have been, especially when they've been pregnant, Tara and stuff. But the Fear the Walking Dead kind of let the game out of the bag, because in the recent episode, at the very end, we see Travis clearly alone.
Yes.
So, and we did see in the promo in the summer, Chris being, I think, driving off from Travis. We haven't seen that yet. And the next episode promo clearly shows it seems to be a flashback, what happens directly after Chris shoots that poor man. So either Chris leaves him. It looks in the promos that those groups seems to be against Chris, which is what my prediction was. They were going to be freaked out by Chris. A lot of people said that Chris may take over that group. I think he's just going to kill them.
I think Chris is going to die.
Yeah, I think he's going to die by the end of the season. Or they will maybe let him go and he'll come back later, possibly, in a few seasons. That'll be a bit of a cop-out.
I think that, they're not getting the timeline right. And I'll tell you why. They keep jumping back and forth in time and kind of screwing things up. If you remember, James, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was that scene where they were drunk and they were playing the piano and
Yep.
just took a shower and all of a sudden she sees bodies falling, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw a whole episode where day becomes night becomes day, correct?
Yep.
A whole 24 hours since that happened after that, okay? And then she bumps into her mother, right? But then when they tried to go back and show what happened, the biggest disappointment of Fear the Walking Dead for me this season, one of the biggest ones was the fact that they handled that whole bar scene in, under a minute.
Yeah, and, don't get me started. They're so overusing the guts trick from Walking Dead. Everyone knows it now. Everyone knows to put zombie guts in them.
I don't like that.
Everyone knows this, but in the Walking Dead universe, nobody seems to know it apart from Rick.
Except for Rick, yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's becoming too used. I can understand why in the is it called the Cologne or the Colony? What's it called?
Colonia?
The Colonia, yeah. So Nick may have told them how to do it, and obviously people have gone out from the zombie horde wall. They obviously have to know how to do it. That's the only way they can get past the wall. Maybe I can understand that, but everyone seems to know it. Everyone knows it. I don't know who doesn't know it now.
I don't know if you caught this, but do you remember when they had the wedding party?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a wedding party. Let's just say there's 200 people in the wedding party, okay? They're all locked in a room. How does one person that's infected, is like a walker, able to turn 200 people? Why couldn't they just team up and beat the shit out of him and hold him down and tie him up and, 7 guys grab one arm, 7 guys grab the other arm, the leg and everything? He's helpless. They're all afraid of one.
Obviously, at first, with the bite, they obviously thought he went insane, and maybe a few people get taken because they don't have a clue what's going on, right? I can understand that. But there is 200 people in there. What doesn't make sense to me is they could have been able to break out some way. It doesn't seem very realistic.
You have a mob running at the door. That door is done.
The door's done. The only way I can see it being plausible, if they could have more emphasized how hard it would be to get out, The only
But
way I
how
can
is
see
it the
them
guy
having
died?
salvation.
How did the guy didn't even have time to die? He's like,
Yeah,
oh, and then he's down, and they're like 1, 2, rah!
yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about? The guy has to die for a couple of minutes, and then
Yeah, they did
it's
that well with
midnight,
Rick.
and then he turns.
They did that well in season 4 of The Walking Dead when Rick strangled that guy in the toilet. It took him about 5 or 6 minutes, I'd say, to turn.
Yeah, even Shane, when he killed Shane, he's talking to Carl, and then Shane turned. It was a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's always a couple of minutes.
You gotta
Because
die before you can become a walker. You can't just become
your
a walker.
body has to shut down, and the body doesn't shut down that instantaneously, and does the process. I don't. Maybe it's something to do with health. Maybe I don't.
It's called the Walking Dead showrunner and cast did not work on the episode with them. And they're doing their own
pretty much.
shit.
Yeah.
How about the walkers that were afraid to fall down the elevator shaft?
Oh, don't get me
And they're
started.
holding on to like,
Okay, guys, don't want to fall down.
how are you smart enough to hold on to the wall? How?
There's no excuse for that. That was poor.
But then everybody's falling into the water. Now, here's another thing, right? How the F does that make sense?
That doesn't make sense for 2 reasons for me. First of all, they fall in the water. We already know that walkers will wash up somewhere else. I felt the last episode was really weird where they're all on the beach. Surely some walkers would be washing up back. Why is it all the beach is clear? I don't get it.
But where did they go? They went to the ocean?
Yeah, but surely some would wash back, or it just seems that it's all open.
But there's another thing. They're fishing. How could you fish? The walker guts are all over the water. Like,
Yeah, and how can you fish in that shallow water, to be honest? It looked like they were fishing in the sand. I don't think fish typically swim that shallow. They seem to be, fishing.
Common sense says that enough of them falling over, they'll be all huddled together like a carpet, and they would just float to the friggin' beach, and they would go back into the house, into the hotel.
Or at least some, but not even one.
Not one.
Yeah, not one. It's bad. It is bad. However, there are some good. I'm not going to completely crap on the show. It's we're not doing that. We're just going to be critical.
Yeah.
It is. We expect a high quality because The Walking Dead is a very high quality show. The main show, it just is.
See, I think they screwed up with Salazar because they flat out couldn't admit that he didn't die. So he's going to pop up in the finale somehow because they never had a post.
What are these Ophelia seeds for? What are the point of them? They were the most boring scenes of the episode. I was following.
Again, the mother's still alive in the flashback. Like she's still like they still have.
Oh God, she's.
Okay,
I
that
honestly
makes no
think I have
sense
the character die.
whatsoever.
She's still on the payroll. How many episodes are you going to be in? And why did she go to the USA? Wouldn't she go looking for her fiance or ex-fiance in Mexico or whatever the frick they are?
I thought the purpose of her would be to search for Daniel, but they're obviously not doing that now, are they? So
I don't know what. Let me tell you something. I don't even know what the F they do.
this is the thing with them. They think what they don't understand is they have a massive success with The Walking Dead, but that took time. Season 2 wasn't very acclaimed, and it took time for people to like characters like Daryl and stuff.
Yeah.
And these characters, the issue with Fear is, first of all, some of the shoddy writing, but second of all, some of these characters are very unlikable. There's very few who I like.
Carol was a progression.
Yes, she took a long time.
You can't turn Alicia into a swords woman with the blade. Are you out of your effing mind that she's now all of a sudden a pro? And all right, I can take on 100 walkers. Let me just leave them. No way.
I kind of feel sometimes I hated her at season 1. I despised Alicia at season 1.
Even Ophelia. She's a badass all of a sudden too.
Yeah, it makes no sense logically because you got to remember Rick's still in his coma right now. That means it's not even been 3 months yet.
And did you see the way the mother's? She's like, "Don't you care about me? I'm your daughter." But that's my son. It's like, oh shit!
Oh damn! Yeah.
It's like you just gave the finger to your daughter, and she's like her eyes said it all. Like Alicia's eyes, that's gonna be
Pretty much.
They're gonna get together. It's gonna
Some of
be
it, the mother's love for her son, we obviously would go, you'd do anything for your child. It kind of makes sense, and some way it may be stupid what she did, but
you can do anything for both your kids. Both your kids. It's no one is more important than the others. That's bullshit. So of course she's going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel like her fear has been a bit.
It's been better. It's been better than it's ever been. But it's like.
Well, they're taking away what the point of the series was. It's supposed to show the start of the apocalypse, and now they're all badasses. And the series it's not even been the apocalypse for 2 months yet. These people should still be inexperienced. They should still be making basic, mistakes. But
the way I describe this series, it's like ordering pizza and somebody comes to the door and gives you ice cream. Yes, you like ice cream, but you're in the mood for pizza. And pizza is like Rick and the group. That's what we want. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't get that. We got this cold thing we're dealing with. But okay,
it's funny you said that. It's 3:25 a.m. now because my sleep partner's ruined for this week because I was like, I've not been asleep for the past week much because I've been doing so much. And I'm cooking a pizza right now, as she said.
I made 2 Leo's pizzas before, and I'll probably have ice cream now that I mentioned it a little while.
I got some Ben & Jerry's ice cream right there in the freezer, ready to roll.
The only thing that all I have to hear is, you do this to me, Maggie, show. Like, I love Rick when he's badass. If he's going to be a weakling, this ratings is going to drop in the toilet. And I'm just going to be miserable the whole season. I'm going to be like this. I probably won't even do. I'll be traumatized. I probably won't even do a cast about Rick just was sitting there and staring into space all day.
It's going to be really interesting because even though we love, Negan's going to kill someone we love, right? We know that he's going to
killing a lot of people we love.
It's going to piss off a lot of the viewers. Sorry for swearing, but it's going to really pee everyone off. Yeah. But story-wise, even though Negan's group and they do evil things, we should be, if we were just going into Series 7, Series 1, and that's the opening scene, we'd be on Negan's side because Rick has killed like nearly 40 of his men. That
was kind of effed up. I do admit that, though. That was kind of effed up. That was like oh, Rick, why'd you do that?
You can understand it from Daryl's point of view. He had no alternative. Killing those guys was the only option.
I know, but the way it went about, it's like, I know Negan's group attacked Daryl first, but still, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, and so from Negan's point of view, it makes total sense. So I think he's probably going to Lucille someone, and then somebody else later in the episode will die as well.
Clyde and Abraham are going to die. Let's just get this on the table. That's probably what's going to happen.
I prefer Abraham to survive because they did save him from Dwight's arrow, which he's supposed to receive Dwight's arrow in the comics. So. Maybe we'll get a Maggie or an Aaron or Sasha, perhaps. I've heard spoilers. I've been ignoring the spoilers like mad. I've been blocking them.
See, to me, they got to look beyond one episode. I mean, he's got to kill more people throughout the season. He can't just kill like these two. See, that's what's going to suck. Because Walking Dead always promised that they could have all this shit and they don't kill anybody for like a year or two. Okay, they need to just keep up with Negan. Rosita, bye-bye. Sasha, bye-bye. Father Gabriel, bye-bye.
Until Rick gets the message.
And I understand that Father Gabriel just died last week in the comic, which is technically 4 years ahead of us. I get that, okay? Even if you don't kill Father Gabriel, Spencer, whatever, Negan's going to have to kill people throughout the season.
Yeah, to make Rick get the message, basically.
The payroll is too big to pay these people. And then they can't afford to have walkers, and that's bad.
That's what people turn in to see anyway, as the walkers.
I mean, the season with the governor, I love the governor, but there's hardly walkers. Every time it was governor. It was like, oh, come on, man.
Well, we'll be getting them as soon as the Whisperers arrive. So
supposedly, what they may do is they may do a whole season that's not even connected to the comic, because they're getting caught up with the comic. So they don't want that. So they may do the winter season next year.
And they can do many things. They can definitely draw out the Savior stuff. They could do All-Out War at the end of Season 7 or even in Season 8. I would, if I was them, draw it out just a little bit, because if they don't, they will be onto the Whisperer War, and that's where the comics is. So you're going to be in deadly territory.
I just want to bring one more thing up from Fear the Walking Dead, if I can.
Yeah.
And I said this joking around in the cast, but it was serious in a way. If a walker has false teeth, if I know it's funny, but listen to me. I said this, it was funny at the time, but then we have Alejandro that got bit on his neck in Fear the Walking Dead, supposedly, and didn't turn, okay? I'm thinking either he's pumping himself to adrenaline that's delaying it, he's going to turn eventually, but whatever. The thing is that if a walker, if somebody became a walker that had false teeth and bit somebody, wouldn't they not turn because that's not real teeth?
Yes and no. It doesn't. I presume the bite would hit, and then the tongue or something, saliva gets in. That's how it gets infected. If the tongue's still, the saliva, it's a grey area. It depends how much the bite is. If it's really deep and there's lots of fluid going in, but then again, there's blood all over our characters all the time. They never get infected. So
if there's a cut, the blood should. Well, they're all infected, but if there's a cut, they don't it doesn't matter if they put blood on, which is weird.
See, it makes no sense why the bite enhances it. It makes it faster. I've never understood that.
It makes them fever up and die.
But they've already infected, so
it speeds. I guess it speeds it up when they die.
Yeah.
But, so let me ask you a question. What if you cooked a walker and you shove somebody in where they're breathing the fumes of a walker? Would they become a walker?
Well,
that's what I've always wondered.
They did
That's what I was trying to figure out.
didn't they, with the tainted meat with Bob, didn't they? Because they
ate him, but they never explained if they were going to turn or not.
Yeah, Gareth said we cooked the meat, didn't he?
But they probably were going to turn.
I would have loved them to explore it. I was I loved those 3 episodes, the way they dealt with the hunters. It was great episodes. I would have loved them to extend that a bit more, because that crap with Beth, that was all rubbish.
I got to tell you, and I've said this many a times, Rick is immune. I flat out think that the military pumped him through shit while he was in the hospital, testing everything on him for weeks, and that's why he was out, because they were pumping him through drugs to make him immune, to test to see if they could cure the virus, maybe. I bet you he's immune to it.
Well, it could make sense. I mean, he's had so much blood, everything all over him. He's had everything on him. Do you know what I mean? He's been almost bitten, scratched, everything. He's been brutalized in a series the most of any character. So I would do a
storyline where he has to save Carl, he gets bit, and then he's so busy in the season trying to save Carl before he turns that he just doesn't turn. And then they got to save Rick, because Rick is the cure to the whole thing.
Say what they could do with Carl. They could save him by changing the actor. That actor, can't act.
Well, let me ask you another question. Didn't the guy cure the virus in season 1, but then the thing destroyed the whole... Remember the guy that was trying to cure the virus?
What happened was they ruined something, didn't they? They walked in, didn't they?
He did something wrong, and the whole thing was contaminated, and it blew up the room. But he cured it, I thought.
I don't know if he was making progress. He didn't know if he cured it or not, but he was making
something
progress.
Like, oh my God, this might be a cure, and then the whole thing blew up or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the room, it got contaminated, and he was crying about it, and then obviously the whole place blew up, so they never hit.
Yeah. Anyway, go back to...
What, Walking Dead? It's going to be great. I think it will be the best season so far, as long as they don't make Rick stupid. We're going to have... I think what's going to happen is we're not going to see a lot of Rick. We're going to see a lot of the Kingdom with Morgan and Carol. So... We're going to
have at least 2 episodes probably without Rick, which is going to be weird. I know they experimented with Woodsbury that time with 1 episode.
We're either going to get a flashback sequence, or I'm willing to put money on it, but we're going to get a flashback episode with Dwight, where it's just about Dwight, after he left Daryl.
We're going to have a Tara episode too this season.
We're going to get that.
This first half is going to be a Tara and a Dwight probably. So we're going to have. So how many episodes are going to air this time?
It's 8. They always do 8.
It's 8 and 8 or 8 and 9. It's 8 and 9, right? Because
so that'll be an extra episode.
So it'll be 9 this time. Maybe it'll be 8 this time, and then it'll be 9 next time, right?
That's not too bad. It's
All right.
I do think we'll have the Dwight flashback to show the the iron. Obviously, what happens to his face.
That's probably showing when he's disciplining his people. That's probably a flashback.
That is, We're definitely going to get a flashback, but it'll be interesting to see a flashback episode because it'll cover up ground because only the comic viewers understand why he is in Negan's group and why. Because people still be confused, like why is he there? And what's going on here? And
I tell you, Daryl, if he's not dying in the opener, he's dying in the actual finale.
yeah, he will die, and
Series
either Dwight or Daryl will
seven.
die because Daryl doesn't exist in the comics, and Dwight.
He's going to die at the end of the real season, which is April.
Mm-hmm. He will either die or definitely Dwight, and Dwight is still the character, so it'll be hard to kill Dwight.
Yeah, I don't like Dwight.
No, nobody likes Dwight. he's a bigger jerk in the comics, but
But,
because he killed Abraham straight away. So, but
what's your thing, Scott? What do you feel?
I'm just listening to all this. I'm just wishing, let's get walkers. Let's explain this crap and stop walking around, pardon the pun, walking around the subject. Because there's just,
I don't want to see, just Rick looking at the wall.
yeah, that's getting old real quick.
I mean,
Oh,
get,
you mean,
Rick, get your shit together. Just like that time you thought all hope was lost, and then you ate the guy's throat because he did something wrong. Just become Rick, and I don't care. Just get like an animal and eat people.
just like
Whatever.
there's a red handle on that.
Gotta eat some bath salts.
So I'm going to use to kill you.
Like, grab Lucille and stop beating Negan with it. I mean,
Rick was most badass. He was badass towards the he has been a bit badass in season 6 and latter half of season 5, but he was the most badass. Very end of season 4 and the early part of season 5. Nothing would face this guy. He would just you wrong him. He shoots you straight away.
when Carl he put him down, he operated, and he went out. That's it. I'm in Rick mode. Just like in the first time. He's like,
the first time he really snapped was when Tyrese punched him the early half of season 4, and he just went wailed on him, just kept punching him.
even when Laurie died, he just lost it. He went into prison, he locked himself in, and he started killing like hundreds of walkers.
Yeah.
That's it. He was in Rick
He's
mode.
great like that. It's great character development.
Rick mode. That's it. It's like beast mode. It's like beast mode. It's like going, boom.
Would you watch Andrew Lincoln as Doctor Who? I know that's off topic, but would you watch that?
Oh, hell. I would definitely watch. Why not? Andrew Lincoln's awesome.
I'd love to see him in Doctor Who. It's just, he's going to be working on this.
I honestly think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the Doctor if they do a movie because he's a Doctor Who fan and he goes to these award ceremonies with the sonic screwdriver. I've seen it. So I'm like, oh, shit.
What I'd love to see them do, if they're going to do that, then let's do an adaptation of the 10th Planet. So since they did one, since I know it's, like you said, off topic, we've already done Dalek.
I think Matt Smith should be in Walking Dead.
Let's do it Cyberman or
Game like?
let's do.
He's zapping in and out.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
No. He's caught in the time loop.
The time vortex. It's Matt Smith and Doctor Who, great. They're great.
Draconians.
I hate Draconians.
Yeah, I heard that too. I'm like, oh, I knew that.
The Draconians according to Walking Dead.
Which was like, rings back to. But anyway. All right, back to Walking Dead. Yeah, so that's it, man. We got, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I got Gaddis in the eye.
Gaddis is an actor. He should be Walking Dead.
Yeah, there's many people we could potentially have. We've had David Morrissey, who he was so excellent.
Listen, if I was a big $1 million, made tons of money actor, right? Why does it have to be so like a stereotype, like or whatever? Not stereotype. Like why can't they just appear in Walking Dead and croak and just what? Go back to doing like George Clooney. I'm a walker. I'm dead. Like and go to a movie. Why would it affect their career?
It wouldn't. In the end,
look at Cuba Gooding Jr. Right? Yeah, Cuba. Right? He was doing Snow Dogs for crying out loud. They even made fun of him, right? On the Emmys, right? He's in American Horror Story. That shit is great. All right? Just do shit like that. Matt Smith, your career is whatever. Start talking with your accent, go Walking Dead and be a badass.
Matt
Just
Smith,
don't say,
I'm
look
worried.
at my muscles, look at my muscles, look at my
I'm
muscles.
worried about Matt Smith. He really does need to start going into some TV shows. He needs to do what David Tennant did,
He's
which
doing
was
nothing.
smart.
Matt Smith's doing nothing right now. What the hell is he doing?
You know, I mean, imagine being him and just looking at your two old companions being far more successful than you. Drive you mad.
Listen, Legends of Tomorrow people, showrunners, get him in the CW for crying out loud. Get him in a damn CW.
Which would be easy because
River Song is there and
showrunner.
Jack is there.
Yeah, the showrunner for Arrow, and you know, and Malcolm, obviously, you know, John Barrowman talked about it. They're all fans of Doctor Who.
Of course.
Easy.
They said, listen, you want to be Captain Jack? We'll wait for you. Go. It's great. Even River Song.
Yep.
So, again, Matt Smith, I think, honestly, he needs to be in The Walking Dead.
Oh, imagine John Barrowman.
Call him up. Get him in there. Get Matt Smith in there. I guarantee you, if they created a new character for Matt Smith, like maybe he's maybe he's a communication expert.
How about this? Matt Smith is the guy behind Negan's, who's actually behind Negan.
No, there's nobody behind Negan, though, in the comics.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was an idea.
But you know what, though? What they're doing in the comic, the Holly was telling me, is Eugene is talking to a brand new group on the walkie-talkie that may be the military.
Yes.
Might be the government. So that's going to be introduced in the comics. It's going to change the whole damn thing.
Him a mystery person then.
That's going to change the whole dynamic of the comics.
Eugene.
And when they introduce him, don't show his voice, don't show him, but just like show maybe the back section of him, and then at the season end, go back to that phone call, and that's when you see the phone goes down,
He could be a villain.
spindles around.
He probably wouldn't do it, but Christopher Eccleston would be excellent.
Oh, yeah.
He's already been in a zombie movie, and it was one of the best zombie movies I've ever seen.
28 days later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see, actually, a non-American, like, you know, we've got a lot of non-American actors, but let's have a different accent in the show itself. Make that work. Wouldn't that be cool?
Like, what? Who do you want to have?
What, somebody who went on holiday and got stuck there, you know?
Yeah.
But where would you like Fear the Walking Dead to end it on? Fear the Walking Dead to go next?
Well,
I don't want to say Mexico.
See, the thing is, originally the whole purpose of them creating this was for somebody to die on Walking Dead to join Rick's group, so they don't have to kill the main characters. But they said they're never going to cross over. So if that's the case, I mean, I really don't see it. I mean, it's only going to third season. Would they continue it past third season? It's got to be interesting. They got to get the Abigail back.
The ratings have declined. They have to.
The Abigail is their whole thing. That's their thing. They have to have the Abigail.
They have been talking about it a bit, so it could return.
It has to return.
Those people on the water, you know, with the guns, they haven't really explored that completely, so they could, you know, somehow they could account. Maybe it's the gang. Maybe the gang are connected to that, you know, the gang. And maybe they have access to the
Maybe Travis finds that they have to boat, and that's where they live. And they
yeah.
The boat. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight for the Real Walking Cast. Maybe we'll be back later when Mike D returns. Take care. Bye for now.